Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you the importance of line speed when you're drawing, and we're going to be drawing a lizard four different ways. So we're going to draw it slow, like a medium, and a medium fast, and then fast. And this is important because this is one of those things that a lot of times it's one of those things that people don't think about what they're drawing as something that's very important. But your ability to control your line speed and think about line speed is going to be something that will help give you more versatility when you're drawing and help you sort of like make different decisions about how you want your drawing to look. So in this drawing, you see that I'm going pretty slow and I'm still thinking about shading, and I'm going to be thinking about things like direction of line and value and things that I've talked about in a lot of the other videos. But in this, I'm being really careful to be slow and meticulous in my line speed. And if you try this, you might sort of just ask yourself what seems to come most naturally to you in terms of how, when you're drawing and you're using different line speeds, where you feel like you have the most control. Because it's interesting. Sometimes people feel like they have more control when they draw slow, and sometimes actually people feel like they have more control when they draw quickly. And the last thing that I'm doing is I'm just darkening up a couple little areas just to give it a little bit more shadow. And so that's something that you can do in your drawing if you try this. Okay, so in this one, I'm just going to be going a little bit faster than the first one. And so I'm using the same technique, but I'm just quickening up my speed a teeny bit. So you're going to notice that this one is slightly different than the first one, but it's not that much different. And then for each subsequent one, I'm going to get faster and faster. And if you're new to my channel and you like learning about drawing, please hit the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, please like and comment on this video. Even just a thumbs up helps get it out to more people who are also interested in drawing and helps me growing the channel. So I really appreciate that. And so again here, just adding a little bit of dark value, but don't go overboard with your darks. You just want a little bit extra shading just to give it a little more dimension. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the medium fast one. And so you see with this, see how when I'm making my line, I'm kind of like flicking the pen a little bit. And so it's not as slow as the first one or the second one. It's a little bit more rapid. And so it's still just like a wrist movement. Like if you don't see my whole hand moving or anything like that dramatically, but the speed is definitely quicker than the first two. And so getting sort of like more versatile in your ability to draw with line speed is good, not only because it's just good to build different skills and have more versatility in how you draw, but what you also want to be thinking about is the effect that it gives the drawing, right? So if you draw quicker, it's going to tend to be a little bit maybe more expressive or gestural. And if you draw slower, it's going to tend to look more careful or meticulous. And so these are just things that you might want to be thinking about in your drawing, because you want to think about, well, what kind of effect do I want to create in my drawings? And if you're relatively new to drawing, you might want to check out one of my videos on line control exercises, and I'll put that in the description because it gives a good introduction to a few different things you can try to get better at drawing, controlling your lines, and some of the things that we're talking about here. So now this one's almost done. You can compare this, the medium fast one, to the first one that I did, which is slow, and see that they are very different looking. Okay, so the last one is going to be the fastest one that I'm drawing in this one. And in this, one thing you can notice is that the pen is moving faster, my hand is moving faster, and it's just a little bit more of a gestural type of motion. And it's a little bit looser too. So, when you're drawing, just experiment with these different line speeds and see what you think of this different type of technique of trying different line speeds. And if you want to practice, what you really can do is just sort of like when you're drawing, you're basically like flicking your wrist. So in the first one, I was going really slow, but in this one, I'm being really mindful to like flick my wrist to go faster. And again, you'll get just a different type of mark when you do it that way. And you still want to think about things like the shading. So, I want that there to be a little bit of volume in the lizard, right? So I have some areas that are darker and some areas that are lighter in value, right? So it's not all over the exact same line. And another thing just to think about too, lastly, is that sometimes when people are drawing, I notice that sometimes people, they don't go all the way to the edge with their lines. Like they go close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge. So what you want to practice is the control of, even though you're going quickly with your lines, you still want them to have control, right? So it's not like you're just really haphazard and it's messy. It's more like kind of like controlled fast speed than just messy fast speed. So, let me know in the comments, what you thought of this video. If you'd like to see more content on different techniques such as line speed and things like that. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye.